All right, so welcome back again to my channel. I hope all is well with you. So I want to quickly react on this because something is going on here. You know, Ogenkere and his fallback group, gathered together with a caption that says that PM, Briggy PM, message to those mandated to cripple Briggy. I was like, okay, let me actually hear what you want to say here. And who are those trying to cripple his fallback group? Who are they? Only for me to see this. Because ask now go for now working. Just hear this. Because watch. You get as it be. You get go. I'm telling you. Now listen. Prime Minister and Michael Rubin are in detention. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Stuff Information. It is a great honor to be here today with Dr. Michael Rubin, one of the most respected think-tank official and foreign policy leader in Washington, D.C., and a great friend of Biafra and Biafra Republic government in exile. He is more his impressive biography. Here is more of his impressive biography. Now, what this guy is doing here, he's reading from screen. Okay, he's he's reading this bio from screen, and he's trying to pretend as if he's just saying it offhand that you know this man very very well. Now, listen, I have no issue with Marco Rubio or anybody like from American, even Elias. I don't have any issue with Elias because now ask the Nangega. If you know, you know. He's already in it, and you can see puzzle and all that. And look at his face; he's looking upwards, trying to read it what he wants to say about the man. Now, I'm not saying if you want to introduce somebody, you should not read it out. Of course, you will read it out if you don't memorize it, or if you don't know the person much, or you just don't want to make a mistake. But why don't him just bend down and go through it or read it severally to avoid this kind of thing because you said you are prime minister. If I make a mistake introducing somebody, it will be understandable because I am just a content creator, But as a prime minister of the fallback republic, much is expected of you. When you talk, the nation people will hear you, or people in the whole will hear you, because that is the people that you are governing. You cannot just be coming. You cannot just come out and begin to carry yourself. Okay, imagine the way DPM introduced somebody and the way he introduced somebody. Those of you that don't want to hear this comparison, listen because pay close attention. Remember the title of the video. He's here to expose those that are mandated to cripple Briggy. That is his fallback republic because he loves to call himself Briggy. Listen. Institute, where he specialized in Iran, Turkey, and the broader Middle East. A former Pentagon official, Dr. Rubin has lived in post-revolution Iran, Yemen, and both pre- and post-war Iraq. He also spent time with the Taliban before 9/11 for more than a decade. He taught classes at sea about the Horn of Africa and Middle East conflict, culture and terrorism. To deploy U.S. Navy and Marine units, Dr. Rubin is the author, co-author, and co-editor of several books exploring diplomacy, Iranian history, Arab culture, Kurdish studies, and Shiite politics, including several pillars. What really causes instability in the Middle East? AEI, Press 2019, Kurdistan Rising, AEI, Press 216, Dancing with the Devil, The Perils of Engaging Rogue Regimes, Encounter Books 2014, and Internal Iran Continuity and Chaos. Paragraph 2005, Dr. Rubin has a PhD and MA in history from Yale University. What do you think that will be going in the minds of Rubin? He just put his hands on his jaw, thinking, what have I gotten myself into? One Yoruba guy called Oging after everything said that Oging is a retard, and that didn't go down well with many of his followers and all that. But the truth of the matter is that he can actually help himself in so many things. You don't need to get involved in all this. And the man always plays himself because on his quest to be relevant, he wants to be involved in everything that passed by. You see how he collect the mic from how he took the mic from Sonak Barawa. Sonak Barawa was about to introduce Robin. In case if you did not remember, he said, "Welcome, my prime minister," this and that. Then he want to welcome Michael Rubin. Then Ogekere jump in, begin to read, he don't even both of their voice somehow appear together. But the thing is that is not the only issue. From sending messages to people that are mandated to cripple Briggy according to him, to granting he started interviewing Rubin. I don't know why he chose to do that, but his minister of information is there. Now what?
Also obtained the figures in biology. Thank you, Dr. Ruby. The question, we have a lot of questions, but because of time, we just take as much as we can. The Biafra Republic of the Exile has focused on promoting the U.S. recognition of Christian genocide in Nigeria.
Question is said, go well.
And have aggressively engaged the U.S. government for such recognition in parallel with other advocacies such as the U.S. Christian community and organizations. This has been successful with President Trump declaring Christian genocide in Nigeria. From our perspective, this allows for normalized.
He continued. This is the question. He's the one reading the question. Now let me drag it a little bit so you understand more, because after that might begin to respond. So here it is.
A second possibility is the Nigerian government is too weak to prevent the slaughter of Christians in Biafra. Either way, however, the fact remains that there's an ongoing genocide. If the Nigerian government is purposely and directly seeking genocide against Biafra, then the United States must recognize Biafra to help protect it. And if the Nigerian government is a failed state and too weak to prevent the actions of the Fulani militias, then the United States should stop recognizing the fiction of Nigeria and recognize the independence of Biafra.
Okay, now let's go again, so you can hear how he threw the question.
We have religious freedom, but for reasons of
approach engaging the U.S. government, making a beneficial offers in the areas of defense, security, and natural resources in exchange for U.S. political support, similar to what Somalia.
He is the one asking question.
What are your thoughts on this approach?
Well, look, when it comes to the aspirations of Biafra, just like when it comes to the aspirations of Somaliland, another country which had suffered genocide, in this case at the hands of dictator Siad Barre, who, by the way, after he was overthrown, was granted asylum by the government of Nigeria, a fellow genocidaire government. The fact of the matter is, Biafra and its lobby should make any number of arguments because different policymakers in Washington.
The question is he supposed to be the one to ask this man question if truly he see himself as prime minister? Is he supposed to be the one? Or was he just trying to dodge some questions? Maybe he don't want people to ask Sonak Barawa, why are you focusing on the Michael instead of throwing questions to both of them? You get the point now. But they are fallback, so anything is possible. Anything is possible. Do they even care? No. They don't care about anything. They don't care about anything.
The problem we have with Attorney State Marco
So,
Rubio, we should be supporting the bluff. This
foreign influence
now hear this part.
but
Republic of Iran. In fact, Nigeria at one point brought Iranian officials into the parts Biafra, which remained under government control last year.
He's still looking upwards to read the
Nigeria
question.
is also trying to bring a Turkish military presence into the country. This is unacceptable to the Biafra Republic community. We are eager to work with the US to counter this Malian influence. Should the US also view supporting Biafra as combating Malian foreign influence, such as from Iran?
Okay, good.
yes, although frankly, I see Turkey as a much greater threat right now. Also, Turkey entered, for example, Somalia with the argument that it was going to bring peace and security to Somalia. But what Turkey did was empower al-Shabaab.
So, what is the message of this guy to people that he said that they want to cripple his brigade? And who are actually those that are trying to cripple brigade? Who? You know, when he say brigade, he's talking about his fallback republic, in case if you're not aware. That's what he's talking about. Then after discussing with Michael, then if you shift the video very well, the later has some break. Then after some break, then another person appeared. He continued from where he stopped. And who is that? Of course, no other person than Elias. Elias appeared. You see, this is time when they're having break, you know. Then after this break, during the break, he started showing you pictures of his of him and some people.
Organic discussion and touch base with our
This is part.
viewers and listeners. Prime Minister, as you know, and you've been coming to Washington, D.C. with me on a very frequent basis.
You are coming to Washington, D.C. with me on a frequent basis.
Making very significant breakthroughs in the relationship between Biafra and the United States, and we're now at the beginning stages of what is an unofficial relationship between Bricky and the U.S. government, which is growing significantly and which will eventually become an official relationship when Biafra is a recognized independent nation state. The things that we're discussing with the U.S. government are unbelievable. I think, as you know, some of the things that are being considered would not have even been thought of even just 1 year ago. To quote one of the influential officials here in Washington, D.C., the U.S. government views Biafra as very important and will be of increasing importance. And the U.S. government is going to consider things that is not previously considered because of both the promise that Brigham has provided as well as the failures of the Nigerian government. One thing I want to relay to our viewers is that they should feel very hopeful that Biafra is going from a dream into reality, but they also need to understand, given the nature of what Biafra is, given the nature of the sensitivities involved, a lot of our cooperation or progress with the U.S. government will be done so in a discreet manner, because Biafra is in the process of seeking its independence from Nigeria. It is what you would call a non-state actor. The U.S. government tends to be a little bit more discreet in terms of disclosure of its activities with non-state actors versus its official relations with foreign governments. So the reason why I wanted to mention this is, for example, some of our very enthusiastic Briggy fans and Biafran fans. Sometimes I see some of our supporters on social media and Twitter saying, "Oh, when's the U.S. going to hurry up? When's the U.S. going to support the Biafran Liberation Army or do certain things?" And what I would say to Biafrans is, how would you know, if the U.S. is not already doing those things? The thing is, when the U.S. works with non-state actors, they typically do not disclose the nature of the relationship, and that's not something we would disclose unless the U.S. government authorizes that. So, for example, when the U.S. government worked with various Syrian rebel groups, for example, to effectuate democratic transition in Syria, that program was a secret program for a number of years before it was made public information. So Biafrans should be assured that things are happening, but they also need to understand that there will be aspects of the progress and of the relationship that we have with the U.S. government that will be what we call covert in nature and not overt in nature. So I think many people will be astonished by the progress we're making, by the things that are being considered. And over time, I think certain things may be made public when the time is appropriate. But we are trying to bring Biafrans along by publicizing the aspects of what we do that we can. For example, photos of meetings, with U.S. officials, and we saw the Prime Minister had that very nice photo of him posted by a very senior Trump administration official, Leo Terrell, and he had a very there was a nice photo of the two of them that the Honorable Mr. Terrell posted. So we will be publishing our meetings, but the discussions that we have, the sets of programs that are being considered are not things we'll be discussing publicly, not at least until our counterparts in the U.S. government think it's appropriate to publicize certain activities. So
okay, well, even though the amount of is getting too much, but the thing is this man is busy he's trying to be very, very clever. That the reason why you are not hearing or seeing videos of the discussion with U.S. government officials is because the Americans consider them as non-state actors. So what they discuss should not be made in public. And but the video of you meeting with them is in public, and the environment of you meeting them is always outside. Sometimes when you manage to meet few of them in the office, maybe in the corridor, or when they are walking, maybe on the passage on their way to enter their office. I don't understand. Non-state actors. You forgot that even if you don't want to discuss it. Nigerian government that you know that their officials government, as you said, also may have access to some of the information because they also have their own lobby. So you think you don't publish it means that everything you are talking about there is not in that nobody knows about it. Is only you. Only you have access to it. I'm struggling to align with that. Very, very difficult for me. Because how can you even Joseph Okechukwu that went to Remo, not everything, you hardly, just few things, just few of their voice, not maybe how are you, that kind of thing is enough. Then what the details of the outcome of the meeting is not, if you don't want to make it public, it is understandable. Do you understand? It is understandable then. But you don't just, anyway, and everybody have their own way of comprehending the issue. But to me, it's a no. I don't believe what they're saying. Please let me know what you think about it, because everything he said here, okay, let's discuss here. I didn't see anything that I can pick and say, okay, this is the message to people that I want to cripple. his government, because if you're in doubt, read what he said here. Brigade Prime Minister, that's PM, message to those mandated to cripple Brigade templates for Biafran independence. And everything here is about the man who say he is now Fallback of Republic Minister, Prime Minister. You know, throwing question to his counterpart. Yeah, just throwing question to them. And is that the message? I don't get it. I scanned through everything. I didn't see any particular message. Look at it. You know, what there's nothing here to hold on. Nothing. So I'm just going through it. You know, why recording it so that you are not going to say what he did here is just basically asking Elias and the Ruben what they think about something.
US government you are affiliated, you are welcome to join Biafra Republic government in Texas. Government volunteer.
Let's see. Let's hear this one. Maybe
it's the key organization with relations with the U.S. government.
Okay, just hold on.
As such, Briggy will play a critical role in the future of Biafra, and Briggy cannot be in any way circumvented from decision making on Biafra, because any attempt to go around Briggy in some way means you're trying to also cut out the U.S. government. So
okay, Briggy cannot be anywhere circumvented when in the decision making of Biafra. Who wouldn't say the same thing? If I'm receiving $10,000 a month, of course I will say more things than that. I will tell you that a Briggy cannot be circumvented, and Briggy, you cannot even breathe without Briggy. Anyway, I understand. Let's continue.
Briggy is the only organization that has that's viewed in a serious way by the
Thank you very much.
Even his facial look, actually, he's even disappointed on himself after saying that. Look at how he made it. Let me see if I can go back, because the video is too long. Only one. If you skip it,
decision making on Biafra, because any attempt to go around.
See how he ended it. See his face.
Means you're trying to also cut out the U.S. government. So, Briggy is the only organization that has that's viewed in a serious way by the U.S. government.
See, he's disappointed on his. He's not even proud of his own statement. You know.
Thank you very much, Honorable Elias, and Biafra people. You have heard it from. We call him Mazi Elias. So we Biafrans have given Honorable Elias a title as well, Mazi Elias, and he worked closely with U.S. government. So he knows more than a lot of us, and is somebody who represents not just Biafran people, he also represents other countries from Africa. So this is his field, this is his profession. So he has given the Biafran people, a well-meaningful advice. If you're a Biafran and you love freedom for your people, you love freedom for Biafra, come on board. Support Biafra Republic government in Israel. This government is government of the people by the people. And the government officials, they are servants of the people. These are men and women that volunteer their time, their effort, their energy to serve the people of Biafra. Please, you are welcome on board. Any group that you are affiliated with, you are welcome to join Biafra Republic government in Texas, government that is working closely with the United States of America. And I, as the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government,
I, as a Prime Minister, as a Prime Minister, we don't suffer. We don't really suffer. Anyway, I understand. I, as a Prime Minister,
I have had series of meetings with U.S. government officials. So I heard what echo in my ear, also heard what we need to do and their advice and what is expected of us. We need to unite, we need to focus, we need to organize. We also need to know that United States of America have our back. The question is how ready are we? Are we ready for our freedom? And I also want to remind Biafrans what happened in Iran. Why Iranian citizens are protected.
Now, forget about this nonsense he's saying here. You say something that you have been advised that you need unity, right? And you are an instrument of this unity. What an irony. You are the instrument of this unity, and you are talking about unity. Okay, currently, even in your fallback republic, only those that are those myopic individuals that surround yourselves with, they are the one that allow you to become their prime minister. They allow you to be the financial minister. They allow you to be the foreign affairs minister. Now you are now even taking charge of media, because for you to be the one to grant interview to Elias and Ruben means that you're everywhere. You cannot you cannot allow anybody to strive in your, or even in your own fallback republic. Look at how you are carrying yourself. And you said that the brigade is this is government of the people, by the people. You forgot the other one, like for the people. You started talking about the cabinet members are as the servant. You are also the same person that constantly reminding your followers that Master Namaka as a supreme leader is trying. The Master is now Ayatollah of Biafra. He is trying to make himself as God. You criticize Master Namaka, yet you want unity. One thing about anybody that's talking about unity, you can look at them. Like I said, nobody's against unity. Personally, I'm in support of it. Believe you me, I am very, very, very a supporter of unity. I don't believe in this unity you can make any headway. But in as much as you are in support of unity, you also need to understand that in that unity you are talking about, what is your role? Are you building or dismantling? Mazaka will come online and begin to talk about unity. In the same video, he will remind you that Fulani, that useless woman, shameless woman, you understand? Oh, that's what he will say. He will be quoting Biafrans with a very terrible name, calling them names. At the same time, the video is meant to be a video for a call for unity. But in the same video, you'll be calling people names. After picking fight with USB government, you picked fight with everybody. The same thing you go now, you are sending it to Master Morgan, that almost everybody in this different group have somehow affiliated to. USB government is a government, not a group. This your attitude today, this video shows that you've confirmed that you're a group, because only a group will allow itself to present their leader to start interviewing other people. If you have to talk about USB government, they have people that will interview anybody that they want to, not DPM. Not DPM. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Please let me know what you think about all this so far. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. God bless all of you. Please don't forget to put your comment. I want to know what you think about all this discussed. Very, very important that you do so. Take care of yourself and see you again. Bye-bye for now.